we always talk to teams who have like these vaults of ideas, right? Like they've had hundreds of ideas that they could go back and comb through, and the timing wasn't right or the product wasn't right. And it's interesting because for some teams, right, in the era of COVID, consumer behavior has shifted so much that it's almost an interesting time to go back and say, what problem do we want to solve for, and what ideas have we already come up with that do that? And has the world changed enough that maybe it's time for an idea like this to move forward? So instead of even having to start with ideation from the ground up, you go back to your vault and you say, here are 5 ideas that seem like they solve for this problem really well. We're going to actually run assumption-based tests on this over the next 3-4 weeks, and we're going to figure out what we need to learn and iterate as needed, which is a really powerful way to not be starting back at ground zero, but saying, we've had brilliant brains in here coming up with ideas for the last 5 years. Let's see what there is that might have legs.
Heather, I think that's powerful, because even if when we talk jobs, even and the 4 forces to change consumer behavior, sometimes it's the context that the consumer's living within that is changing. It's not necessarily like this idea got any better or worse, but the way that you're evaluating your existing set of solutions, your current barriers or your existing habits or allegiances just fundamentally may look different. And so you may have opened the door as a brand or a business to be able to allow consumers to accept a solution from you and fire what they're using today in ways that you didn't necessarily expect, or that wasn't true under a different set of circumstances.
And I'd argue that allegiances are even rockier today than they ever have been, right? With shortages in grocery stores and everywhere because of COVID, like now is the chance to kind of capitalize on some of those things. Yeah. And I think, you know, Heather, to your point, if you've already got a set of ideas, like a quick round of assumption-based development could help you prove or disprove that that's something you should move forward in this time specifically. So I think it's a super interesting take on that.